Our goal day after day is to praise the good, edit the bad, and spot what we call the ghosts, which are subjects that are haunted by religion, but the newspaper or wire service or whoever may have forgotten the religious element of that story. It's what I think is the defining purpose of our blog, is this ghost hunt. Now, this leads to an interaction with the actual form of the blog itself, and I've prepared kind of a little list of where I think this technology is going in terms of its strengths and its weaknesses. First of all, in a post-competitive world, I think it is very good for newspapers to have critics. I've spent most of my career writing in the Denver market at the height of the war between the Post and the News. And frankly, I enjoyed being in a competitive market for the simple reason that it puts more power into the hands of reporters. I mean, you can walk up to your editor and say, we have to run this today or the Post will, right? I mean, that's credibility, right? I mean, it's a poker chip to play. Well, I think blogs are beginning to add some degree of kind of populist critique, some of it more informed than others, but I think that's a valid purpose for blogs. I like the personal tone. It's a little bit of a resort to 19th century first-person journalism, if you look at it historically, but I think there are valid elements of that. I love the fact that it allows us to be interactive and show our readers where we got some of our material using hyperlinks. I think that will add credibility to our reporting. I don't do this very often at Get Religion, but I occasionally post my Scripps Howard column and specifically do that. All the way through it, I'll try to do hyperlinks to show people, literally, here's the speech text I'm quoting, here's the letter, here's this, here's that. I think that builds credibility. I like comments, but you're going to have gatekeepers. And I do not think you can do it alone. I just really honestly don't. If I've learned anything out of watching the early stages of interactive journalism, is that all of the software in the world cannot replace a single good copy editor. Whatever you do, they're going to beat it somehow if they are out to wreck your site. And you're going to burn your copy editors out even faster than you're going to burn out your reporters, in my personal opinion. Now, what are the faults? Folks, how many of you have a troll? You know what a troll is? A troll is basically someone who is determined to harass, break, ruin your blog. They are dedicated. They will do 5, 10, 12, 15, 100 different URLs. I mean, email addresses. They'll switch servers on you. They're basically out to make your life miserable. Other than perhaps Red Sox and Yankees fans, which obviously is a religion, I don't think anything attracts trolls as fast as religion coverage. I will put it right up there with anybody. I also worry that in many cases, the world of blogs at the fringe just passes mistakes on and on and on and on without correcting them, which is one of the reasons why I like using URLs so much. Also, if you haven't noticed, our industry has really not created a permalink standard yet. The ability to link to a story and have it stay linked. Some publications are better than that, but it can undercut your whole purpose of having archives. Here's a subtle one. Religion blogs really seem to just deepen people's niches and prejudices. People will fight about doctrine at your site faster than anything if you write about religion. No matter what you do, within 3 comments, they're no longer going to be talking about your post or the subject. They're going to be arguing about Mormon Christology again, and it drives traffic. I'll be the first to admit that. But what does it have to do with your blog? Scientology, obviously. Anything you put into a search engine with Scientology is going off the chart, but it's going to have nothing to do with what you set out to accomplish. I still wonder, of course, about the massive theft of copyrighted material. But we're all headed for a big Supreme Court case on that, right? Let me conclude with just 1 or 2 comments about what impact I think this is going to have on our industry. Let me share again my concerns about blurring the lines between reporters and columnists. If I was on a beat, I would resist having my editor put me into too much of a first-person situation. I think blogs work better in the context of editorial page staffs. You almost should have your copy editor's blog before you have your reporter's blog in some cases. The tendency to push, we're all being pushed toward European journalism again. And this worries me like crazy. European journalism being, you confess your biases up front and you just let it all hang out. New Republic and Weekly Standard versus Washington Post and whatever. At the same time, I have to admit I am terribly excited by the whole multi-platform world. I especially am excited about the ability to show our readers more resources. I'm a big fan of verbatim Q&As backing up stories, allowing readers to read the actual texts of speeches, and I think all of that should take place in this wider world of blogging. I think that's where I